CBS News has spoken to the family of Minnesota State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband, Mark, who were both killed in a politically motivated shooting Saturday. Melissa Hortman's father spoke to our Lilia Luciano about her. Here's part of that conversation.
I'm sure you have in your mind how you want your daughter to be remembered. What do you want people to know?
She treated everyone with respect, even when a number of people have called us that competed against her and just spoke so highly of how she treated them. And she remembered the golden rule always, and that's the way she lived her life.
In the wake of Saturday's deadly attacks, senators met with the Sergeant-at-Arms and the U.S. Capitol Police to discuss security for its members. And members of the House met virtually with officials about safety concerns while they are on recess this week. Joining me now with more on this is CBS News Justice correspondent Scott MacFarlane. Scott, it's great to see you. What did lawmakers learn regarding enhanced security for them today?
And Meg, we've been talking to a number of the senators and House members who are in these briefings. Didn't get a sense there's a whole range of new initiatives and new ways to secure members of Congress that haven't been tried already. But so many of them walked out of those rooms or out of those virtual meetings and said they need more money put towards security. And they're going to get more money, likely approved in short order, for the U.S. Capitol Police, the agency which protects members of Congress here in Washington at the Capitol, but also tries to help protect them when they're at home in their home district offices or literally in their homes. The U.S. Capitol Police are going to request, Meg, nearly $1 billion in funding for 2026. That is nearly double the money they had just around 2021, around January 6th. It's a significant increase, but it looks like there's the political will to get it because they recognize the number of threats continue to surge. 3 times as many threat investigations last year, Meg, than there were in 2017. That is a bonkers increase.
That is a huge increase. Scott, what other intel do you have in terms of the current threat status against federal and local officials?
At the federal level, Meg, the rough estimate is there are about 10,000 threat investigations a year now against members of Congress. So many, it raises the question whether you can really pursue doggedly each and every one. There's social media threats, there are threats by phone and by email. In a lot of those cases, Meg, it's interns, it's junior staffers answering the phone, getting those death threats. In other cases, it's death threats being sent to the home. At the state level, you have a proportionate version of this, but you also have state police agencies trying to increase their security for state legislators. Meg, we've confirmed New York, New Jersey, and Illinois have done so, and one legislator from Ohio said there's been more security there after Saturday as well.
Tense time. Scott, in the aftermath of the shootings, Republican Senator Mike Lee made several postings on the social media site X that are now deleted, blaming Democrats for Saturday's shooting. Democratic Senator Tina Smith spoke with Major Garrett on the takeout about confronting Lee after he made those posts. Let's listen to what she had to say.
I wanted to talk to him directly. So I found him yesterday and I told him exactly what pain he had caused by this. And I asked him to think about why he had done it and to take responsibility for what he was saying on social media, where he had well over nearly 8 million people engage with his tweet. This afternoon, he has elected to take both of those down. I'm glad for that, but I am awaiting any sign that he has a sense of what he did, what impact it had on people in Minnesota and around the country.
Scott, what's the reaction been like to that post that have now been deleted?
Yeah, for a social media post by a U.S. senator, really went a long way and really galvanized a lot of opposition from supporters of Senator Smith, from those who knew the victims in Minnesota. What Senator Smith said next was quite striking, Meg, that she hadn't gotten a personal apology from Senator Lee for what she deemed to be a wildly offensive post about a friend of hers who was assassinated. These types of frictions don't go away quickly. You have to work together as senators, and they just made it harder now to work together.
Absolutely. And Scott, you have some new reporting about the cuts at the Justice Department. What are you learning there?
There's purge at the Justice Department. Cuts may be understating it now. A CBS News review of Justice Department records and budget analyses show that the agency lost 4,000 people. That's 4% of its workforce in that fork in the road initial weeks and months of resignations and cutbacks triggered by Elon Musk and the Trump administration's leadership at the Department of Justice. What's more, though, Meg, the FBI is now looking to cut another 1,500 plus positions, including 700 plus FBI agent positions. They say they're right sizing. They say these are judicious cuts. Critics say you cut at the Department of Justice and the FBI, you lose institutional memory. You lose trained law enforcement agents, which does not necessarily make U.S. communities, big and small, safer.
All right. Always great to talk to you, Scott MacFarlane. Thank you.